Hey guys, we're back with what I like to call the letter, doing that opening again. Oh, I'm HorseyEatYou, right, gotta advertise myself. I forgot to do that until I uploaded a video where it's like, okay, I'm gonna do that now. I'm like, oh yeah, I said I was gonna do that. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. So, we're in Ashton's out. Oh yeah, we just called Zach. We're gonna call Rebecca now too. Alright, this is Isabella. It's not the first time I've seen Isabella like this. Sitting casually by the kitchenette, ladle in hand, keeping an eye on whatever's stewing on the stove while humming a soft tune under her breath. 5 years ago, it has become a common sight after the three of them, including Zach and Rebecca, had a mutual interest in cooking. That reads weird. Like, 5 years ago, it became a common sight, right? Because it should be past tense. After that, whenever her schedule allows it, one of them will invite everyone to dinner or lunch, instead of eating out. Rebecca prefers it that way, healthier she claims. Zach's just too happy to be able to cook for everyone. Isabella, on the other hand, as long as there's food, she's happy. Me? I've been banned from the kitchen ever since the pressure cooker incident. I love it when, people, like, when books, games, TV shows, whatever, just, you know, they're like, oh yeah, the incident, you know, and they give vague details about what happened, and it just sounds ridiculous. Easier times. Good times. Alright, we're back to this song. We haven't heard this song in a while. Right now, however, the scene brings an odd sense of normalcy. Strange fate with all the things going on around us. Not unwelcome, only bizarre, I suppose? Isabella doesn't follow up on a question earlier, but she does raise an eyebrow my way when I take too long to answer. For that, I only offer a casual shrug in response to a short answer.
I've checked with Zach and Rebecca. I'm just waiting to hear back from them.
I'll add a quip or two for her. If the timing for a joke isn't off, or doing so won't be inappropriate. I don't want to alarm her either. There's no reason to. Yet. Till Zach goes here, or until I've received an answer from Rebecca, whichever comes first. I want to get the branching tree up. Probably right here. Here. There we go. Oh, looks like we have a choice coming up. Probably. Hold on, I have a lot of tabs open. Let me close that. Well, not Windows, I guess is the right word, but tabs gets across the same meaning, I guess. Nevertheless, it's clear she has plenty of questions. It's right there in the subtle crease between her eyebrows and the inquisitive gleam in her eyes. Curious as she is, though, she decides against voicing all of her questions out. Instead, she shifts her attention back to the stove, gestures vaguely with her hand in the couch's direction.
Well, if we're going to wait for them, don't stand around there. It's getting distracting.
You're just cooking. How am I distracting?
I don't know. Something might explode again, maybe. Zach's kitchen ban for you is also in effect here, you know. Now shoo, go. Stop hovering. You'll ruin the food. I'll be done here soon.
She leaves no room for an argument by swatting the ladle from me. Just like that, I've been kicked out of the kitchen. Left with nothing else to do, I drift back to your tiny living space, slump down on the couch. Closing my eyes, I allow the noise from the television to guide my thoughts. The ones I've been keeping at bay, freeing them from the cage I've built around them, so I won't have to think. One by one, they trickle back into my consciousness, each more frightening and unnerving than the other. So many things go on. So many things happening. The papers we've gotten from BRC don't. Papers is plural. Provide any comfort either. Seriously, is there even a point to those after last night? All asking those people do. If anything, there's only proof there might be more copies of that dumb piece of paper. We have one here, but how many exactly is there out there? More importantly, how do we get out of this stupid mess?
Ashton.
Like, what if the wallpaper, like on the other side of the wallpaper, there's just letters, like just chain letters. Dang it, like all the wallpaper in the mansion just has letters on the other side. I haven't felt this kind of bone-weary exhaustion in years.
I don't want to think what might happen next in case I miss something. Shit.
Rebecca, Zach, Isabella.
They're all depending on me and...
Ash!
The voice snaps me out of my thoughts, abruptly wiping everything running at racket is on my head. Suddenly, Isabella's there, crouched in front of me when I crack an eye open. I haven't even noticed the exact moment when I bent over and buried my head in my hands. Figures why she's staring at me like I fainted or something. The crease on her eyebrows goes deeper at my lack of response. Although she's merely staring at me without saying a word, my expression says everything. So much for trying not to alarm her with bad news.
Sorry, I just spaced out for a moment. Don't mind me.
For a brief moment, she seems to accept that. Quietly, she shifts, stands up, takes the empty space right beside me. All done without a single comment. Then the next thing I know, she's gently pushing a bowl in my hands. The sun reaches me first, before I've gotten the chance to take it in what she is saying to me. I don't know what that is. A faint, sweet smell of cocoa wafts from the dish. Calming, comforting, despite the multitude of things bothering me. What, did she cook a swirly cereal? Suddenly smells like the kind of food you'll eat on a rainy day. Though, from the get-go, it doesn't look as appetizing. What is this even? Porridge? Why'd she put chocolate in it? And milk drizzled on top? She tells me my tastes are weird, yet here she is, handing me something equally as strange. In fact, she's already started digging in hers. Just not sure if the taste will be equally as appealing. Baffled, I glance her way. She offers no immediate answer, simply continues eating as if she hasn't done so in a week, with her focus solely on the television. I gotta love the news. Somebody else died. She's not watching, however, just listening, as a background noise. The voices from it seem too cheerful. Really? I mean, that looks like a news of someone dying. Welcome distraction, if anything. Only after she has finished off half the bowl does she acknowledge the question in my eyes. With a sigh, she cradles the dish on her lap, looks down at it. Briefly her lips part, then closes. Hesitation, though I don't push her. There's a distant air on her, as if she has remembered something that warrants a poignant thought. When she speaks at last, it's in a tone too careful, like she's still weighing her words, considering the proper phrasing point. You know, this song's probably one of the best in the soundtrack. Like, the soundtrack isn't too notable. Like, it's not bad by any means. It's just... Like, this one's nice. Which is kind of, like, uncharacteristic given the game's, you know, supposed to be a horror game. Although, even that's arguable. Like, it's advertised like that, but really it's, I don't know what to call it. But ghosts are only there, like, a quarter of the time.
You should eat. Back at home, Mama would never let us leave the house if we hadn't eaten breakfast yet. Even Papa has gotten an earful when he tried. So eat. You'll need it.
She returns to her food afterwards, so I can only stare at the one who she has preferred not a few minutes ago. Warm against my hands, tempting me to take a bite. Just take a bite already! Nasu, calm down. Not that I don't appreciate this, but what good will this do? And after you take a bite, like, all your clothes would fly off, and you'll be like, you'll say something in English, even though, you know, this is the subbed version. Zack and Rebecca's both out there. Who knows when that ghost will show up again? Even in our dreams, we're not safe. But that's it, isn't it? We don't know when, and at present, we have a chance at respite. Maybe the only one we'll have. Not correct. Semicolon use. That could... Wait, where'd that line go? I lost that line. The intent hangs unspoken in the air. You know, I haven't eaten all day, and seeing this makes me hungry. Just stop. Stop, Nasu. Something that probably goes as far back as the second she offered food. Still, in the end, Isabella never pushes it. Rather, she lets her own silence convey her hope. How are you supposed to say I'm not hungry? Like, why would anyone say that? But, community guide, just to make sure. Yeah, take your offer +1.
Thank you.
It's almost maxed. What we could do is, there's a choice. I think it's like +3 Rebecca or -3 Isabella, or +3 Isabella, -3 Rebecca. If our Rebecca points aren't high enough, what we can do is just, you know, take Isabella's side. Yeah, I see it. If both of them are alive, you take Isabella's side, so agree with Rebecca. And it's +-3 for, you know. Assuming we can't get Rebecca up high enough, we can just do that to keep, you know, all of them high up. I think there's actually an achievement for that, if you have them all at a certain point. The words roll off my tongue, awkward and unfamiliar, far removed from those jests and quips we've shared. Yet she accepts this with a smile and nothing more. Regardless of everything left unsaid, the sight of it brings comfort. More so than any generous offer of food can give. Though we both lapse into silence after, as we finish our food, there's ease in it. In this. In the muffled sounds of Luxburn filtering into the room. The light streaming from her windows and the faint draft occasionally drifting in, catching the loose tendrils of her hair. In a way, her voice falters when she tries to form words. Despite the horror looming over us, I find myself wishing for the minutes to slow, or the seconds to last. But ultimately, she's the one who breaks it. Softly, after a minute's pause, words mumbled under her breath. Sometimes, silence simply compels us to speak.
I've been wondering, before last night, before Mama told me the news, what if Papa passes away, despite everything? That sort of thing. I know it's not good to think about, but I also knew it was getting worse. Mama won't say anything, but I've always known that one day, he'll eventually...
She releases a sigh as her grip on the bowl she still holds tightens. There are no tears, but she might as well have them with how weak your voice falls. Are there even any left?
I don't know what I'm going to do. Before, I can easily say it's because of Papa. Now, I don't have anything.
You have that scholarship from HorseyEatYou.
Were you going through my personal papers while I was sleeping last night?
No.
I don't really have to. You left it sitting in the open. Right there on the table.
Like there's still anything to hide, she snatches it away from where I've placed it back earlier. Except there's no anger or annoyance in her face when she looks at it, and reads every line with a pensive expression. After a short while, she folds it neatly along the creases and sets it back.
I don't even know if this will work out.
Well, if it doesn't, what about that exhibit you've been planning with Zach?
Do I even have to ask where you got that?
Zach sucks at lying. You have no idea how easy he is to read. It was all in his face when I asked about it. And anyway, if that doesn't pan out too...
I trail off, hesitating, measuring the weight of my next words. Genuine as they are, part of me believes they're a burden, too heavy to oppose upon her. Because no matter how much I want her to stay, or not what ties her here, it'll be selfish to ask that of her. More than anything, her family will always come first. I say it nevertheless, if only to let her know that no matter what her choice will be, there will always be people here whose lives her mere presence has changed. Mine most of all.
You have us.
The words startled her to a pause. So we just raised 10 flags? Should be not what? It's not. Should be like all the way over here. You can see my cursor, right? Yeah, okay. All the way over there. Slowly she turns to me, her eyes wide, disbelief all over her face. But before her regret forcing an apology at my throat, her expression dissolves to something I can't quite place. Yeah, whatever that is. It's what do you call those chocolate cereal? I'm not really into cereal, gotta be honest, but Cocoa Puffs. It's Cocoa Puffs with milk. And it's swirly pattern. Before I regret forcing an apology at my throat, her expression dissolves to something I can't quite place. Something distinctly softer, more tender, familiar, most in the same manner she glanced at me years ago, that day at the bridge. Bridge? I don't remember that. Well, I mean, it was years ago, so I don't remember him talking about that. However, I don't get the chance to figure out what it all means for her. All of a sudden, a knock breaks the moment, and just as fast, both our attention shifts towards the source. Oh. Is that a relation went out? Huh. Maybe it went up for someone else? Alright, look, we have Isabel and Hannah next. Forgot about that. There'd be like a +1 next to it if there was something. Before things can get awkward fast, I stand up to open the door while muttering some flimsy excuse in the process.
I'll get that. It's probably Zach or Rebecca.
Really, I know we're in a pinch, but their timing can't get any worse. Unrelated frustrations aside, once I fling the door open, a whole chunk of the stone that has been stuck at the pit of my stomach simultaneously unseats itself. Zach, you made it! You didn't die! There in the hallway stands Zach, his hand raised, ready for another knock. Oh, that's what he's doing. I thought he was waving a guy. Look, he's not at his most present. Why do you knock with your palm? That seems pretty weird. He's not at his most presentable at the moment, ruffled and drenched with sweat as he is. Relief quickly washes over me like a tide. He's still panting when he pushes me aside and heads in. The second his feet crosses the threshold, he scans the place, eyeing what little we can see of the room through the doorway. When he finds none of whatever he's looking for, he turns to me with a questioning look. One that has a hint of panic in it.
You said it was urgent. Did anything happen? Is it Becca? Bella?
Everyone's fine. Well, Becca's not here. She went somewhere this morning and hasn't answered any of my calls yet. But Isabella's...
I'm here, Zach. Morning.
His weight shifts at the same time the stiff line on his shoulder eases. Once Isabella walks up to us and welcomes him with a smile. He relaxes then, returns your greeting in kind, as soon as he let out the breath he has been holding and the tension's finally off his body.
So, nothing's wrong? Why'd you call me here for then?
My explanation can wait. He has a lot of explaining to do. The fact that he wanted to aim them alone, for some god-forsaken reason, warrants a proper one. Ghosts or not, he's already been given a warning. Frustrates me to no end. This might be the plan he mentioned the last time we spoke. I don't know if you heard my stomach, but I'm a hungry boy. I get that he's worried about Hannah, right? Somehow they've become friends, but that's not the issue here. What? Is that just generic? Yeah, that's just generic. Because I know there's a romance option between them, I think. Pretty sure Zachary's only one. Not when there's a murderous ghost who might go after one of us at any given time. Sure, Zach made it here in one piece. By some dumb luck, he's alright. This takes one off the list of people I need to worry about. Frankly, as annoyed as I am, I can't just stay angry at him when I look at the situation that way. Heck, if that call didn't connect in the exact moment, there might have been a chance he won't be standing here. It's a blessing in itself. You're okay, right? Like, yeah, it's +1. Alright, it's maxed. Except when I open my mouth, the only thing that spills from it is my own relief. Despite myself, despite the rational part of my brain screaming everything wrong about Zach's neat little plan. We've had so many close calls within just a single night. Zach showing up in Isabella's doorstep, alive, whole and unharmed. I might as well take comfort in that while I still can.
You're okay.
Take your offer. Story update. You're okay. Really? We had a wait. Typo! Look! Is it like that in the choice too? Oh, we can't go back and see. Wonder, I don't know where it would have been. But I wonder if the choice was the same when, and anyway.
You did tell me not to do anything stupid.
Suddenly, the whole room feels too heavy, and all I'm able to do is drop down on the couch. A headache also threatens to burst in the same moment. Perhaps this is what a release from anxiety feels like? Regardless, I reach up my hand or pinch the bridge of my nose, even if it will likely do nothing to alleviate the impending pain.
Christ, you were right there! We have this stupid curse thing going on, and you were right there! You just walked up inside a private property! Those people can easily sue you for breaking and entering, and that's the least of it.
They have like this German butler dude. I think he's German. And he has scissors. You don't want to mess with him.
I know, Ash. But I can't just leave things as they are. I've got to do something. I know you're not very fond of the Wrights, but they don't deserve it if something bad happens. Hannah most of all.
God damn it, Zach, I was worried.
Unexpectedly, he laughs. Not the half-hearted sort he makes when he's awkward or coming up with an excuse. A genuine one. Can't we just be like, yo, Zach, we know ghosts exist. Let's form the Ghostbusters. We have 4 people. You know, I gotta be honest with you guys. I've never watched Ghostbusters. There's a lot of classic movies I haven't seen. There's a lot of classic books / whatever I haven't seen either. Read. Like, I just got around to reading Lord of the Rings a couple months ago. I mentioned that more than once. Maybe not on the letter. And now I don't know what I'm gonna read next. Like, mainstream stuff. Okay. Oh yeah, actually, right now I'm reading The Maltese Falcon, which about halfway through. Haven't touched it since spring break started. Should probably finish it before school starts back up. And my grandmother sent me a book, The Catcher in the Rye. Heard some mixed things about this book, but I think it's a classic. I think it gets read in some high schools. Not in mine. Well, I'll give it a try. I've heard that people really hate the main character. Unless you're like 16 and edgy. Joke's on you, wait. Do I want to say my age? I'm my age and edgy. No. I like to think I'm not edgy. Before my annoyance grows again and I snap at him though, he suddenly catches me in a headlock. His arms looping around my neck while he grinds his knuckles against my skull. I'm 16 and a half and edgy. There. You see, the joke is I'm not 16 and a half. I'm older than that. Nope, I'm 16 and 7/12. Thank you very much. Helpless, I squirm under his grip in protest. Even then, it's hard to do so when you're up against a 6-footer.
Zach! Aw, he's worried. Why didn't you say so? That cool act ain't gonna fool me anymore.
Let go.
He relents, soon enough. Though only after he's done ample damage to my hair. I hate it when he does that. Wait, hold on. Do we have heights in here? Oh yeah, we do. What's this uncivilized centimeter stuff? Zachary's 6 foot exactly? How's Ashton? Wait, Ashton's 5'5"? Dude, he's pretty short. He's the same height as Isabella. I feel like I can make fun of him for that. Like, I'm allowed to make fun of people for being short because I had to deal with that my whole life. Well, even now I'm kind of short. Like, I don't think I'm 6 feet. No, I'm definitely not 6 foot. Like, I haven't measured myself, but I'd say I'm like 5'10", 5'11". That's just a guess. I haven't measured myself in years, so. But in like elementary school and middle school, I was like the shortest kid. So now, like, calling people short, that's my livelihood. Like, I see like a 5-year-old on the street, like, ah, look at that little short guy. I don't do that. I know the pain that causes. Not really. I was like, yeah, I'm sure, yeah. I was like, you know what? You're tall. And oh, they're like, oh, and they fell to the ground. Like they just been shot by my finger guns, and everything was okay. That never happened either. Though only after he's done ample damage to my hair. I hate it when he does that. But after a few moments there, the tense mood finally lightened up, and everything felt like how it used to be before the whole mess began. Makes appreciating little moments like this easier. Still.
Seriously, Zach. Why are you even there?
Told you already. I was looking for you.
Why would I even go there?
Well, you mentioned a plan with Isabella here. I assume that's where you guys went, since that's where she found the letter. Sorry. I was really at a dead end.
The logic in it stuns me to silence, to say the least. Then I remembered his hesitance, the tone he had taken before agreeing to go there, all at once by anger from what he's done wanes. Partly, this is my fault for keeping things vague. I can't berate him for assuming that when I've only left him with vague answers. Timeline's up? David? Oh yeah, they.
You could have called me.
I did.
I didn't receive any and my phone was with me.
You're kidding, right? I was at it the whole night.
The whole atmosphere in the room changes in 2 heartbeats. Back again to the tension-riddled one plaguing us. Zachary stares at me like I've grown another head, and gradually, he shifts his attention to Isabella. The expression in his eyes, questioning, asking for confirmation, like my words can't be trusted, now that I'm holding it against him. Can't even believe the things coming out of my mouth these past few hours. Meanwhile, Isabella stays quiet, been like that for quite some time. She looks like she wants to disappear right now. Guilt, frustration, anger, fear. All of that flashes fleetingly across her face before it melts away under an expression of worry.
Please tell me he's joking. You were there?
No, we really didn't get any. Everything was quiet last night. But Zach, at BRC, Ashton and I saw...
She never gets to finish that. Hey. Abruptly my phone rings again, playing its badly singing ringtone throughout the whole room. Both of them pauses, waiting, when I pull it up to check the caller ID.
It's Becca. I'll tell her to get here as soon as she can. Excuse me.
Without another word, I slip out of the room and answer the call. However, the tone she assumes isn't what I'm hoping to hear.
Are you there?
Ragged, a bit out of breath. There's a tinge of urgency in it. Listening to her from my side of the line makes it seem like she was just run a marathon prior to this call.
Becca, where?
I got your message. What happened?
Nothing. Yet? Where are you?
Downtown. I had to make a quick visit to the library. Listen, Ash.
Please tell me you didn't... Whatever. Save it for later. I'm at Salem Well. If you can get here as soon as possible, that'd be really great. This is...
You can go pick her up. I
related to
mean,
that.
you have a car.
You're there? Is Isabella with you?
Yeah, Zach too.
Wait, did Rebecca probably drove. With a quick whisk of the button, I switch on the loudspeakers and step back into Isabella's apartment. Hold the phone towards the two, giving it 2 shakes, urging them to speak. Both are still carrying worried looks on their face. I mean, you don't have to hang up and recall it just to reset the time on it. Like, they should use that.
Rebecca's asking for you two.
Becca? Is she okay? Hey, Becca.
Hello, Rebecca. Odd morning we having, eh?
Hey, you two. What's happening over there?
We'll tell you
Oh,
once you get
oops.
here. Please, hurry.
I don't like the sound of that, Ash. But I'm on my way. Give me a few minutes. I'm driving.
Oh no, she's driving! We know her history with that. She mumbles a goodbye, then hangs up. Becca's the last person I need to account for. That call left an even more strained tension in the room. Thankfully, we don't have to linger in it for too long. She only takes a matter of minutes to get here, and the second she steps into the room, Isabella clings to her.
I'm so glad you're okay.
Safe and sound.
Ashton checked on you this morning, but
The Ghostbusters are all united. Now, with the power of friendship, we can take down all the ghosts. Story update. Oh! We can see... Oh no, only this one. Oh, they forgot to edit that out. See, there's no space. That's probably just like a flag or whatever they use to keep track of it.
he did? I'm sorry. I was in a hurry. I didn't have time to drop by and let you know.
It doesn't matter. What's important is you're here.
Not burnt to a crisp or brutally murdered somewhere. Oh, I kind of feel bad about my blind playthrough. Whole, alive. Although she seems a bit shaken, doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. At least now I can relax, ease the pressure off my shoulders, if only by some. But the minute Isabella pulls her away from her, she winces. A small reaction. The younger woman doesn't even catch it. Sets a precedence for a careful observation, nevertheless. A closer look at her reveals a much more disheveled than usual. Hair in a bit of a mess, probably flattened in a hurry. The back of her dress also shows stains of dirt in places it really gets into. She's also leaning more on using her left arm. She's right-handed. Perhaps the most telling is the slight limp she has. Noticeable once Isabella leads her into the room. Noel sprouts a hatful of questions. What exactly happened, and how did she end up in that state? Pretty sure a simple trip to the library won't do that. I grab for her arm before she can walk past, carefully, to avoid hurting her. Guess there really is an injury. Seems like it at first glance, but you can't be sure until after a careful examination has been made. I suspect some bruising, at least. Although minor internal fractures aren't out of the equation. They have a nasty way of staying hidden. I can't talk! Sure enough, Becca tenses immediately upon contact. She has to pull back, although the sudden gesture only elicits another once, forcing her and Isabella to a halt. Both of them turn to me almost at the same time, their eyes searching mine for answers. Rebecca, for her part, doesn't appear quite pleased with the interruption. Or the fact that someone has brought it to light. Oh, you are right, that's... Have the choices in this game always been this obvious? Because, I mean, like...
You okay? You're limping.
Now I'm kind of feeling bad that it killed everyone off. Like, everything's so obvious. As expected, she tries to hide it. This time, when she squirms from my grasp, it's with enough force, she almost stumbles back if Zach hadn't caught her by the elbow. Even with 2 more people shooting her concerned looks, she's swift to shrug it off.
It's fine. I just had a little accident.
Little accident. I don't believe when her other arm's nursing the supposedly fine arm, Isabella doesn't buy any of it either.
In a library? Well, yeah. It kinda caught me off guard.
Something's happened there, hasn't it?
I don't have to elaborate on the question further. Shortly, she goes very still, and the hand placed over her right arm shifts ever so slightly, its grip on the limb tightening. Not too firm to hurt, but just enough for a gesture of comfort for herself. Warily, she casts a glance at everyone in the room. But only the one she spares for Isabella lingers longer. In that moment, something unspoken passes between them. An understanding. Strikes me seconds later how utterly familiar her expression is. It's the same one I've seen far too many times in Isabella. I just thought of something cool. Like, what if, like, for Ashton never actually saw the ghost in his entire route? And it's just him being like, okay, everyone's crazy, but I guess I'll play along. Think how cool that would have been.
Let me see.
Can we? We have to check if it's bad.
Rebecca hesitates for a moment. Then, after a minute of consideration, she sighs and reaches for the hem of her sleeve, raises it just enough for Isabella to take a good look at it. Not swollen, but a large portion of her skin starting to turn an ugly shade of purple.
Oh, that is gonna be one hell of a nasty bruise.
Oh, the ghost. She gotta be a ghost. You gotta put her down. Don't let her turn into a ghost.
Tell me about it. It was a
Wait.
library cart that hit me. You know, the old metal ones they keep near the history section.
Wait, if we put her down to stop her from turning her into a ghost, won't she just turn into a ghost? Oh no.
Ouch! Like I said, nasty.
But she's there? She went after you. Yeah, I was in the archives, looking something up. Suddenly, she was just there.
I mean, Ash just like died to say, haha, yeah, ghosts don't exist, idiots. But then he's like, wait.
Well, she was using my own students against me. What kind of terrible person does that?
Well, she's a ghost.
Oh, it makes my blood boil.
You should have just ran. That woman's not something you can hit with a book.
Laugh it up, Ashton. I did. Then the bloody cart came out of nowhere. And you know what? If it weren't for a damn book, I would be dead by now.
Are we all just accepting, like, I mean, like, yeah? Are we all accepting that we all believe in ghosts? Like, you know, someone believing in ghosts after seeing a ghost, that's normal. And, you know, they all saw the ghost, but at the same time, like, they're not like, oh, you saw her too? I mean, at least like Ashton, since, you know, he's been like, you know, ghosts don't exist this whole time. Yeah, no, you're set there. Silence descends into the room as the gravity of that one word hits all of us. Dead. Another close call. Another would have. Another one we've narrowly avoided. How long can we keep this up? We're bound to break at one point. No normal human being with a sane mind can last like this. It's a miracle Isabella hasn't cracked yet. After all, she was the one who found that letter. I've expected her to be caved in by now, yet her voice, calm and composed in the face of this, is what cuts through the thick air.
I'll go get a cold compress for that arm. You guys take a seat first. Ashton and I, we have a lot of things to talk about.
That marks the end of it, at least for the time being. And as soon as Isabella returns and hands Rebecca the cold compress she promised, we get straight down to business. Surprisingly easy, considering the rigid air in the room. Although there's some tense fumbling for words at first, the whole conversation gains steam once what happened last night at BRC has been put on the table. I'm hoping for like a cut to black to call it. All at once, everything we've brushed off, carelessly ignored, and rudely dismissed have been laid out for close scrutiny. Zach's encounters with the woman in his dreams. Rebecca's close brushes with death every time she appears. The dread, the fear, the terror she brings out even in the bravest of us. Everything. Because no matter how bleak this all seems, there must still be some way out of this. There has to be. Logic be danged. Or at least, that's what Isabel and I would like to believe. There we go. Nighttime. How close are we to... It's the night of the 30th. I don't think he goes until... Well, November 1st, like, past midnight. So we still have a in-game day left. So I'll see you guys next time with some more of the letter, and I'll see you guys then. Bye!